Dot, a round spot. Polka dot, a pattern of round spots. Polka dot bedroom? Now that's an amazing spot. Check it out. Where do you start when it comes to the design of a room? Well, there's no one right answer, but in my books, I always start with an idea of something I've never done before. So what was that idea here in the principal bedroom at the ranch? Well, how about polka dot wallpaper? Big, gold, bold polka dot wallpaper. You're right, I've never done that before. Some of you right now may be thinking, and you never should do that again. Others might be thinking, great idea. So first up, I want to know, gold polka dots, what do you say? Yay or nay? So here's the thing for me. Whenever I'm designing a new room, and let's face it, I design more rooms than the average person. I design a lot of rooms, and I want to make sure that every room I show you is fresh and new and different than the last one, which means thinking of new ideas, embracing new concepts, finding new products. And this room is no exception. From the get-go, I knew that I wanted this entire home to have a pared back palette. I wanted it to feel more neutral, less boom, pop, pow color, and more softness, more light and airy, bright and contemporary. So I knew that I didn't want to fill this principal bedroom with color. And then I thought, what could I do? How could I bring subtle elements of texture and a little bit of metallic into this room and make it feel fun, make it feel whimsical, make it feel bold and new and different. So I decided to just go for it. And I have to admit, it just makes me happy. And if ever there was a time that we should focus on rooms that make us feel happy and rooms that make us feel good when we walk into them, that time is now. In this renovation, we did not extend any space. We did not add more space, and we tried to do as little as possible when it came to altering the existing spaces. So the size of the bedroom remains exactly the same, and the size of the bathroom managed to increase by just a teeny tiny bit because the Minister of Exteriors had an awesome idea to, well, actually, no.
What do you mean, no?
No, your idea was amazing, but I'm just thinking we absolutely did not. We actually.
I can shut this thing off, you know.
I know. Stop. Don't turn me off yet. I'm not done. Okay, so here's the thing. In the end, we got a bedroom and a principal bathroom ensuite that live larger than they did before. The bathroom is larger, the bedroom is the same size. We actually gave away some space to the adjacent bunk room, which you saw in the last episode. So I think all things considered, we really figured out how to make this work. Let's talk about the features of this room. It's got nice windows, you're surrounded by light. This room has a deck right off the bedroom. How delightful and divine is that? Just if you want to go and sip your morning coffee quietly outside, listen to the birds chirping, take a phone call. It's a lovely spot. Okay, one of the things ever since the first minute I walked into this room, one of the features I really liked was the windows, the tall windows that flank the bed. Now, when this house was built, it was probably designed for a queen size bed. You may have noticed I have placed a king size bed in this room. You also may have noticed that the headboard extends past the windows, and you may be saying to yourself, Sarah, is that okay? I say, yes, it is. Look how beautiful and lean these windows are. I think of them just as part of the frame of the bed. And I would always prioritize getting what you want and making it work rather than saying, oh no, I can't have a king size bed because it will extend beyond the windows. The windows are still fully operational. That's not a problem at all. We've added Roman blinds to these windows and they just open and close behind the headboard. So that's easy. Everything works, everything is functional. The one thing you need to know about me is I always care about practicality, functionality, and durability. So you know that every time I do something, I have to have ticked those boxes first. I don't do silly, I don't do fluff, I don't do make-believe, and I don't do things that don't work because I need spaces that can be lived in. As you know, my goal for you always is I want you to live in style, I want you to love your home. I want you to take risks and chances and do different things and embrace new ideas. Hence the gold polka dot wallpaper. What I like about it is that it doesn't feel too juvenile. It has a neutral background with a sort of linen texture to it. And then the gold polka dots, they've almost been applied in a distressed way, so they are light. This isn't supposed to look like a Dalmatian. I mean, I can't say that you wouldn't notice it, but I think that when you approach a room with a bold component like our polka dot wallpaper, but then layer in everything else that is extremely hushed and quiet and almost like a whisper, then nothing is fighting to say, look at me. So what I want to say is, look around this room and let's talk about some of the details. So let's look at this light fixture. The light fixture that is hanging on the bedroom ceiling has a backstory. And you know, because we were finishing the renovation of this house during a pandemic, there is so much backstory behind just about everything you see anywhere and everywhere. This light fixture, it's not supposed to be white. It actually had a charcoal gray shade that went over top of it. It was supposed to be one of two pendants that was gonna hang in the kitchen. But you know what? It arrived broken. So we took it apart, we removed the broken outer shade, and we decided to celebrate it for how it looks, just with the inner shade. And suddenly it was white with this beautiful brushed brass finish, and it was an ideal tie-in to some of the other elements in the room. Flanking the bed are side tables from my new collection, Sarah for Palliser. I like the idea when you've got side tables that sit beside the bed and in front of the window, as we do here, that it's something light and airy. This transparency of the glass top just allows it to be a layer that you look right through. Check out these gorgeous vintage brass table lamps that are on the side tables. I've always said that I buy what I love and I find a home for it later. Believe it or not, I bought these lamps 2 years ago and they've been sitting in storage at my office waiting to find a home, and this is where they landed. The bed was an in-stock find. What I like about it is it has an upholstered headboard, quilted and upholstered, that's a slip cover, so you can always take it off and wash it. And then it has an upholstered panel, also a slip cover, that goes around the base. When it came to dressing the bed, I went with a tone-on-tone palette here. And this is a collection of soft creams, whites, and sort of sandy neutrals. So a little bit of a linen tone, beautiful buttercream, and crisp white. And if you're wondering, can I mix cream and white together? Yes, you can, and yes, you should. And what you'll see when you look at the wallpaper is it has a warm ground to it, sort of a creamy beige, yet the trim is nice and crisp white. So if you want to mix those two colors together, just make sure you repeat it over and over and over again. So when we gave up the original walk-in closet, we needed to replace the storage. So we created a triple wardrobe that has great storage inside. Our cabinet doors have an integrated handle profile. This is very contemporary, easy to clean, easy to access. This whole wardrobe just tucks discreetly into the corner of the room. It's like it was made to be here. We even managed to tuck a chair, a little side table, and a full height dressing mirror into the corner of this room. So this is not the biggest principal bedroom you've ever seen. I am working with what I was given, and this is exactly the floor plate that I was given, and I tried to outfit it with all of the luxuries and the softness you need and nothing you don't. Remember when we started, we had a flooring buffet in this house. We have an intersection of a lot of different floors. From the foyer through the kitchen, into the living room, down through the bedrooms and into this principal bedroom, we had different floor surfaces everywhere. And one of my big goals was to create continuity and flow. Because interestingly, you see this bedroom from the kitchen. So this is definitely a make your bed house because the principal bedroom is on display. This is an open concept ranch style home. So 3 bedrooms on the main floor. And that means when you get up in the morning, you need to make your bed. And I wanted to make sure that we had continuity in the flooring material all the way from the front of the house to the back. And that's just one of the reasons why I was so excited about this whitewashed oak finish that I found. It's sort of a bleached European oak, and it just completes the feeling of lightness and brightness and airiness. If you've been following my style for a while, you know I like everything to relate to everything else. It's almost like I want it all just to be tied up with a little bow. Not that I want it to be too matchy-matchy, but I like it when things make sense and have a reference. So in the same way that I like to make sure that the metal finish is connected. So the burnished brass that's on the light fixture, on the side tables, on the lamps, in some of the accessories throughout the room, and also the fabrics. So on the headboard, we have this beautiful sort of linen toned, quilted, upholstered finish. And then I had these ready to go frames. And the neat thing about the frames that are holding the art hanging on the walls is that they have a linen mat. And what I love about this is it connects back to that quilted fabric on the headboard. It connects to the cool tones of the side table, the flooring, and this is just one little thing that helps tie it all together. So try to make sure that you have that level of cohesion in all of your wood finishes, in your metal finishes, and in your fabrics, because that is a guaranteed recipe for success. The challenge of this principal bedroom and ensuite was to make it as awesome as possible within the original floor plate we were given. Is that your challenge? I bet it is. I bet for most of you, you are working with existing available space and architectural elements that you can't change. So we have not 1, not 2, but 3 doorways in this bedroom, one of which is a double door to the outside. We have 2 windows and we have not a ton of space. So I did my best to make it feel like it lived large. And that's why I prioritized the king size bed, because I think so many people want a king size bed. So I'd rather get the bed you want, the design and style you want, and then pare back on the stuff that isn't mandatory, things that you don't need. Now, if you're looking at these closets and you're thinking, Sarah, is that really enough bedroom storage? We have so much extra storage in this house. There is a giant, it's not really a crawl space, it's an unfinished part of the basement that is about 400 square feet. So you can easily commit to swapping out your wardrobe for winter and summer. It's something I do at home because I don't have a ton of storage in my bedroom at home. And instead of feeling overburdened by the stuff that's in your room, think about how you can make your storage work for you so you can always feel like you're living in a hotel suite. Isn't that a good goal? In terms of finishing touches, one of the challenges of decorating during the pandemic, in case any of you have had a similar challenge, was all the stores closed. Not the grocery stores, but you can't really buy finishing touches for a bedroom in a grocery store. So I resorted to what I could find online. And when it came to window coverings, what you'll notice is I have these beautiful creamy handkerchief linen drapes and Roman blinds. How did I do that? Well, I found drapery panels from my friends at IKEA, and then I had them made into custom drapes and Roman blinds. You're probably thinking, Sarah, why would you buy curtain panels and then pay to have them made into tailored curtains and Roman blinds? I'll tell you why. Because the price of fabric per yard is actually less than if I went to a fabric store and bought it. But the fabric stores were closed, so I had no option. So don't these look good? I'm really proud of these. This is something I've done lots and lots over my career. Find ready-made panels that are wide enough, make sure they're long enough. The great thing about these panels is they were super tall, so I had plenty of room to create beautiful deep hems and headers. We did an inverted pleat detail on the drapes, and the Romans are just so simple and tailored. So if you're handy, this is something you could do at home. For the curtain rod, I decided to use a dowel, and this is something you can get at your hardware store. Instead of using an extending curtain rod, because that was also the only thing I could get during the pandemic and I knew I didn't want that, I used a solid wood dowel. This is a piece of oak, and we just stained it to match the floors and to match the dowel leg construction on the side tables. So it's all about tying it together, no matter how you have to, in the midst of a pandemic, to arrive at a finished result that looks photo ready, I'd say.
I think it looks awesome.
Should we talk about the bathroom? I'm going to show you the ensuite bathroom next time. Meanwhile, don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss an episode.